Look around you. We live in a world of unprecedented wealth. We have mastered nature with technology, extended our lifespans, and built vast networks of communication. By all standard metrics, we are doing better than any generation in history. But ask yourself this: are we sane? It's a question that sounds rhetorical, but in 1955, the psychoanalyst and social philosopher Erich Fromm asked it seriously. In his landmark book, The Sane Society, Fromm challenged the fundamental assumption of modern life. The idea that just because a society is functioning, prosperous, and powerful, it must be mentally healthy. Fromm argued that an entire society can be sick. He suggested that we are suffering from a pathology of normalcy, a state where shared defects are no longer seen as defects because everyone has them. Today, we're going to explore Fromm's diagnosis of the modern soul, his concept of alienation, and his radical proposal for a humanistic alternative to the robotism of the West and the totalitarianism of the East. Fromm begins with a startling paradox. In the mid-20th century, the most democratic, peaceful, and prosperous countries in Europe and North America, places like Switzerland, Scandinavia, and the United States, also showed the most severe symptoms of mental disturbance. When Fromm looked at the data, he found that the countries with the highest material prosperity also had the highest rates of suicide and alcoholism. He realized that middle-class prosperity, while satisfying our material needs, was leaving us with a feeling of intense boredom and futility. But how can a whole society be sick? Conventional psychiatry defines mental health as adjustment to the way of life of your society. Fromm rejects this. He argues for normative humanism. Just as there are physiological requirements for the body, there are objective requirements for the human psyche. If a society fails to meet these needs, it creates insanity, even if everyone in that society acts the same way. As Fromm puts it, the fact that millions of people share the same vices does not make these vices virtues. And the fact that millions of people share the same forms of mental pathology does not make these people sane. To understand what we need, we have to understand what we are. Fromm argues that the human situation is defined by a fundamental contradiction. We are part of nature, subject to its laws, yet we transcend nature through our reason and self-awareness. We are the freak of the universe. This separation from nature creates deep existential anxiety. We cannot go back to the animal state of unthinking harmony. We have to solve the problem of our existence. Fromm identifies 5 specific human needs that stem from this condition. 1. Relatedness. We must overcome our aloneness. We can do this through submission, which crushes our integrity, or through domination. But the only healthy answer is love, union with others while retaining our own selfhood. 2. Transcendence. We cannot be content as passive creatures. We need to create. If we cannot create, we will destroy, because destruction is the only other way to transcend life. 3. Rootedness. We need to feel at home in the world. We must grow out of our incestuous ties to blood and soil and find a new solidarity with all of humanity. 4. Identity. We need to say I. We need to feel ourselves as the subject of our own actions, rather than finding identity through conformity to a herd. 5. Orientation. We need a frame of reference to make sense of the world, a way to grasp reality through reason. Fromm's diagnosis is stark. Modern capitalism fails to meet these needs. Instead, it offers us a substitute: alienation.